Let me see if I can do some light humor. Come on, let's try and lighten up the mood. What, you don't think I can do it? Of course I can. Okay, pick a topic. Dogs. Everybody likes dogs? Yes? Everybody likes dogs. Some of you don't trust me anymore. He'll fucking ruin dogs also for us now. Dogs are nice. I love dogs. I think dogs as a species have kept us from falling over the edge. Like even if you look on the internet, so many videos about dogs. Right? Like this one video I saw came out last year, and this is a true story. It happened in Thane. Okay? This was this dog, right, who was dropped to a pet spa by its owners. Sorry, my bad. Pet parents. That's another group. This is my son. Yeah, makes sense, yeah. I can see it. Yeah. I remember when we were in college at that party and we both had to pee and you just went like this. I knew. That's your boy right there, yeah. So these pet parents, right, they drop their dog off at a pet spa, and the groomers, instead of grooming this dog, started assaulting it. A true story. And not just that, they filmed themselves doing this, okay, and then posted the video online. It went viral instantly, okay. There was a mob online which then translated to a mob offline. They found out where the pet spa was, got it shut down, got hold of the groomers, smacked them around a little bit, and then handed them over to the police. And you can see these videos, they're there online. And as I was watching this, I noticed something. There must have been about at least 200 to 300 people there. And as they were all there, I noticed that not one of them gave a fuck about the religion of the person standing next to them. Nobody cared about what God they worshipped, what food they ate, or who they loved. All of the people gathered there were united in their anger towards the injustice that was suffered by this defenseless dog. And I think this is a sentiment that we can stretch globally, isn't it? Very few things in the world unite people in anger like the injustice of abuse that has been suffered by a defenseless dog. Am I right? Good. Now, if we can only figure out a way to airdrop puppies into Gaza, right? There's your ceasefire. That's all it takes. Just drop some puppies into Gaza, keep the cameras rolling, let Israel do its thing. Those pet parents from Thane will march. You know, when I was in school, and this was in history class, right? We were learning about World War II, specifically the Holocaust, and we were having a class discussion about this, and all the students, right, in the class, all of us, we had the same questions. All of us were like, how could the rest of the world allow this to happen? How could 6 million Jews be killed and no one did anything? And our teacher was trying to explain to us that apathy was ingrained in the human psyche, and as a species, we are inherently selfish fucks. And I was like, no, that cannot be. And I told my teacher, this will never happen in our lifetime. No way. In fact, if this ever happens in our lifetime, I will give you anything you want. Yeah, I got a call from my history teacher last week. She said, anything? What a strange world we live in, right? Who would have thought that the same man who brought so much of pain and suffering and death to the Jewish community would come back reincarnated as their prime minister? Look how uncomfortable all of you are. I get it, okay? This is a very contentious issue, right? It's not an easy topic to discuss. Like, I don't know what side you're on. I am on the right side. I don't know about you. I'm on the right But I have to admit that it's very hard to be on the right side, especially when you realize that you do not have any real power. Right? I mean, we can share stories and create awareness and maybe donate some money, but we don't have any real power to stop what's going on over there. Right? It's a very difficult place to be. And it hasn't been a fun experience. Right? Like every day you're trying to get through your life and you see all these videos just coming out of Gaza, right? You see all these videos. And I have to say, this genocide is doing way better numbers than the Holocaust. So much content, right? And the atrocities just keep escalating. And it's been so difficult to watch that recently I ended up having a very disturbing thought. It's a thought that I am not proud of at all, but one that I will share with you. Because I am a giver. Right? If you're with me, I will give and give and give until I have nothing left. Right? So I'm going through life and I'm just looking at my phone and all these videos keep coming up, right? And the atrocities are just escalating until I saw a picture of a Palestinian father holding his headless child in his hands. And in that moment, I thought to myself, maybe Adolf was onto something. And this is where I lose the crowd. Look, just to be clear, I'm not trying to whitewash Hitler. Okay? He's still every bit the vile, evil monster we remember him to be. Okay, I'm pretty sure even right now he's at the bottommost pit of hell, right next to the Queen. And this is where I win the audience back. I'm just saying, maybe he knew something that the rest of us did not. Do you have a better explanation for what we are witnessing today? I don't. Right? I mean, think about this, right? Even if we discuss time travel as a social experiment, right? What do we all say? If time travel were a possibility, we would all travel back in time and kill baby Hitler. But what if baby Hitler was also traveling back in time to save us from a future that we are witnessing today? And based on whatever was happening, we should let that baby live. I'm very pro-choice. And then I snapped out of it. I said, Dan, you can't have a thought like this. It's not okay to think like this. It's not. Okay? This is an anti-Semitic thought. It's not okay. It's not. And I know that I've put that thought into all of your minds right now. Right? And it's swirling in there. I just want to let you know, it's not okay to think like this. Okay? So shame on all of you for having this thought. Right? And let me be very clear when I say, it is not okay to blame every Jewish person in the world for the actions of the Israeli government or the IDF. That's like blaming every Muslim person in the world for the actions of Al-Qaeda and ISIS. And we have never done that. Right? We have never demonized an entire group of people for the actions of a few. So don't start now. But I am optimistic. I like to believe that no matter how dark the cloud, I can always find a silver lining. And believe it or not, I have managed to find a silver lining to this genocide. You guys want to hear what that is? Yeah? All right, here we go. Okay. Sales of backrests have gone through the roof because for the last year or so, people all over the world have been unable to locate their spines. Isn't that amazing? Amazon has made so much money. Jeff Bezos is richer. Put him in a submersible. Like I have a friend who hasn't said a single word about the genocide since it started. He now walks like this. And I'm like, yo, 2025 is that way. But I have a feeling that history will not be kind to us. It will not help us forget. History will not let us forget. You see, for the longest time, history was always written by a few and read by many. That isn't the case anymore. Today, both sides have equal representation. Today, even the oppressed have Wi-Fi. So the truth is out there. It's up to us to seek it and then decide where we stand. Right? Look, I'm not an unreasonable person. Right? I'm willing to examine both sides of an argument, which is why I understand why some Indians support Israel. Right? Because it's hard to relate to somebody who doesn't look like you. Right? And let's be honest, we Indians look more Israeli than we do Palestinian. Right? All that fair and lovely. And also, you can't relate to a struggle unless you've experienced it, right? It's not like our country was ever invaded, occupied, had its resources stolen and people murdered. No, that never happened to us. And even if it did, as long as we can beat our former colonizers in a cricket match once in a while, it's okay. So yeah, go ahead, continue ignoring the videos that are coming out. Continue ignoring these cries for help. Go on, live your lives. Go attend a Coldplay concert. Right? Wear those LED wristbands and dance and pretend that the sky is full of stars and that humanity is at its peak. Go on, do that, right? And then eventually you'll meet somebody, you'll fall in love, you'll get married, you'll have kids. And as these kids get a little older, you'll buy them a mobile phone, because you need help with the parenting. And then when that happens, all the videos that you've been ignoring all these years will be there. They're still there, waiting to be discovered. And you know how children are when it comes to watching things they're not supposed to. Right? They're going to switch on their phones, log on to the Wi-Fi, and all these videos will show up on their phone and they will watch them and they're like, oh my God, what the fuck? And they will see the timestamps and they're like, hey, this happened recently. My parents were around. Let me ask them about this. And they will come home and they're going to have so many questions. Right? And if you think Gen Z is annoying, wait till Gen Beta starts talking. Right? They're going to come home. Be like, Mom, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. All these children, they look just like me. All lying next to each other. They're all dead. Look at this other one. This girl, she was just 5 years old. She was in a car all by herself. No threat to anyone. They still killed her. Look at this one. 19 years old. He was donating blood in a hospital. And he burned to death. What were you doing? Mom, Dad, what were you doing when this happened? And you know the number one rule to parenting? Always tell your children the truth. Right? So when they ask you these questions, you have to be honest with them and be like, well, son, when all of this was happening, the influencers I was following, they were all telling us how I could get ready with them. Don't do that to yourself, guys. Like, don't put yourself through this. Don't put yourself through the humiliation and embarrassment of watching your children lose respect for you because you turned a blind eye when children were being murdered. Right? Don't put yourself through that. Like, just do yourself a favor and pull out. Just pull out. Here, I'll give you a better idea. Pull out and jizz on a canvas. And let it dry. Then frame it. And hang it on the wall in your house. Right? So that when guests show up and they ask you what that is, you can say, this is a piece of art. I call it my genocide.